Good to see you, man. It's been a while.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Put your seatbelt on. We don't play those games.
True.
I have good medical cover.
The pandemic just changed everything
Blessings and curses.
at the same time.
Yeah.
Which one do you want to pick first?
I'm used to everything, man. Nothing surprises me anymore. So
All right.
now just a
that's nice.
quick one before we even start officially, right?
Right.
Now, I gave you an option to choose between Java and Art Cafe.
Mm-hmm.
You chose Java.
I did.
Why?
First and foremost, that has been a place for me where I write my books.
Oh, you've been writing your books at Java?
I have. It has the ambience that gives me my thought process
Really?
to come out really good. So that's where I have been for a while. But I got a good reception there.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to meet a manager there. I won't mention the name, but
Yeah.
she was very courteous, and I just got connected with that. So how she actually even designated a place, I think she noticed over time. So that to me has been a place where, like I said, a perfect
Choice.
ambience for
Okay.
me.
Interesting.
Yeah. What would you have chosen if tables were turned?
Java.
Okay. Reason?
I don't have a reason. I just say the pandemic.
The pandemic.
Yeah, the pandemic, man. So just introduce yourself, tell the people your name
Okay.
and what you do.
All right. Hi guys. My name is Mark Mbugua, and I'm a certified personality coach. And I'm here with John Tanawa, and it's an amazing experience. I'm here to learn. He's ever progressive with his skills, so can't wait for this. I did more than the name and the intro.
No, that's good. That's good. So what have you been up to? It's been a whole year since we last talked, by the way.
Yes, a whole year.
I've sent some people your way. I don't know whether it made any difference to what you do.
It did, about 2 people,
Yeah.
unless you sent more than that.
Uh-huh.
But 2 people did reach out to me. They needed to know more about their personality,
Yeah.
which is what I do. Like I said in the intro, I help people discover more about their personality and which areas they can excel in.
Yeah.
Like currently, just my latest book on personality dating. So yeah, it's been amazing.
Personality dating.
Yes, personality dating.
Yeah, Nairobi needs that first of all. So what's the book about?
The book is about knowing people from within. There sometimes you may be in a position where words may fail you.
Yeah.
You feel it and can't express it. So that's what personality dating is about. I'm just trying to focus on the scope, on what matters most, because whether before marriage or during marriage, you never stop dating.
True.
And most importantly, you are to date the personality of the person. So the book focuses on 7 key aspects. I'll not say all, but critical things is why you're someone's crush. You know, sometimes we don't know why we are someone's crush.
True.
So it explains to you, why did that person come to you? Why are they at peace with you? And also, John, handling heartbreaks, which is a big deal, and I want to solve it.
Oh shit, tell me about it.
Because most people don't even know they're handling a heartbreak or a breakup. You stick too long in a heartbreak and no one wants to reach the other person, therefore it becomes a premature heartbreak, but you call it a breakup. So I wanna
What's the difference?
Basically, when it's a heartbreak, someone you're in love with or someone that you're connected with can potentially heartbreak you.
True.
Not just once, even many times.
For those who've done that to me.
So basically, I'm just trying to say anyone who's been intentional in their dating has come across a season of a heartbreak. Breakup is when now things are done and dusted.
True.
Some are
Like
mature
it's a wrap.
enough. Yeah, it's a wrap. Some are mature enough to reach at this stage. Some are not confident as they used to be. So it's a premature heartbreak, but it qualifies to be a breakup because no one was willing to meet. For those who are mature enough, they will reach at a point where they say, you know what, I think I gave my best to this, and so did you, and I think it's decisive enough to part ways. Now that is a mature breakup.
Yeah.
So the distance between the two, that's what I talk about in the book. How do you know this? This is interesting. I know it may sound complicated, but I just want to explain people through how they handle a rapper. And I happen to have a suite here.
Okay.
So, not just this. I mean, anything that is wrapped, be it a gift, be it someone just decided to kind of give you something.
I thought you were talking about a hip hop artist, a rapper. I was like, okay, now this is something I'm good at.
But basically, that's I made it so simple, John, and to our viewers, in a way that you can learn about yourself in the quickest way possible.
Okay.
So it's just basically how you handle a rapper. How you handle a rapper, because there are those of us that just leave it as it is. Okay, it says something about you. There are those who twist their rapper, precisely giving the impression sometimes that your mind can be far at times.
True.
When your head is in the clouds, it basically means that your mind wanders and you start twisting.
Yeah.
And there are those who crumple their rapper, and there are those who fold their rapper. So basically, John, there's no one answer fits all. I'm trying to introduce to you that each personality handles a heartbreak very differently.
That's true.
And each personality views as someone's crush very differently.
And I also think, like, just during the pandemic, I think that's where, like, so many people's relationships have been tested, and some people have just had to get in situations because like they were tied into the house. And remember, like not even last year, we're talking about last year, but when we shot your episode,
yes,
like we were talking about so many things in regards to relationship, and I think a lot of people had so many questions, and we skipped the dating thing, right?
True.
And I think that's a perfect segue for people to actually now, why not go get the book?
Yes, absolutely.
Doesn't that make sense?
A lot of sense.
Did you do research during the pandemic, or it's just something that you came up with?
It's been...
Or something that you've always thought of doing?
I've always thought of doing it. It's taken me 5 years to come up with this book. During the pandemic was a perfect time for me to make it a book. A readable book, a curriculum. Actually, I view it as a curriculum because we want to change the landscape. We want to change the narrative where it say men should be this, women should be this, and in most cases, it ends up in a debate.
Yeah, why does it have to be a battle of the sexes all the time?
So I had to change the narrative. It had to be something a little bit more. So I'm pushing some boundaries here in terms of, hey, there's something a little bit more when it comes to personality dating. Do you know the person good enough?
Okay.
And is there one answer fits all and say, hey, men are like this, that's why they are like this, or women are like this? No. How about knowing his or her personality first? How do you give love to her? How do you apologize to her?
I think in Nairobi, you just give her money.
And that has been a coping mechanism. And once finances solve that aspect, then you lose on the emotional connection.
No, that's true.
You can't have it both ways.
It's true.
So there are some people, and that's what this book is about. It's actually strengthening both genders, the emotional connection space. You need to rekindle what got you guys together, survive it long enough if it is fading or you sense it is fading. So precisely what I'm saying is that there's something a little bit extra, and that's why I call it personality dating, because some of the things cannot be explained. You see an attractive woman, you go to her. You see an attractive man, you give him a chance. What's making you give that chance? What's making you make that move? I want to explain it for you through the book. So the pandemic, back to your question, has given me an ample time to make this a curriculum, to revisit some things which I feel are fading off. Some connections are just fading off.
Yeah.
For example, for as men, we are losing the art of observation.
How? Explain that to me.
We're emotional people, and women happen to...
Us, we're emotional than women? Or
for men, some men are. When you read the book, You
Okay.
discover because of personality dating, some men are too sensitive than others.
True. Actually, that's true. I've seen people go crazy. See, like how Kanye West reacts every time they're going through it with Kim Kardashian. And I'm
You see,
choosing him as an example, but because he's like iconic, one of those iconic people that we look
iconic
up
people,
to,
absolutely.
successful.
He's made great contributions in the music industry.
And fashion too.
And fashion
he
too.
has literally everything. They're actually
Everything.
going through a divorce.
And you see what is happening now.
Yeah. And
Which
they have
is
everything.
critical.
They have everything.
You can see why it's going in that direction, because there's something a little bit extra. And back to your point, the emotional connection thing.
Yeah.
So using that example, perhaps he may be crushing more than the woman in this case. And some men do crush more, but women, some, not all, may not know how to handle an emotional man.
True.
Now, all men are, but I'm saying some are of a greater degree than others. So that's what this book is focusing on. That there are some spaces in us when it comes to emotional connection, some things that we need to solve. So it's not just a toughened up man. We also have toughened up women who act tough outside, but really do need the basic stuff for us reaching out.
I was the alpha females.
We do have now, more stronger than ever in this generation, who are actually outspoken. So,
But there's somebody who was saying, sorry to
It's
interrupt
okay.
you.
Yeah.
There's a guy called Kevin Edwards. I think you should follow him on Instagram.
all right,
What he was talking about is that it's gotten to a point where if a man expresses, you see like how a lady would express themselves and say like, you know what, I want a tall, dark, handsome guy and successful, and he should be able to provide A, B, C, and D. And if a man says that, I do not want fat girl, I want a model
yes,
who's smart,
yes,
presentable, knows how to talk, and also financially stable.
Yes.
If he says that, then he's being like, you know, oh, and maybe she should be submissive.
yes.
Then he's looked upon as being, what is it called? Is it misogynistic? So there's a slight double standard to everything when that comes to play.
Yes,
Because when men say what they want,
yes,
it becomes, they're actually not supposed to say it because it's going
There
to
you
be
go.
offensive to the female, you know, that whole, I don't want to use the wrong word so that I can be crucified on my social media. I have endorsements
get you.
and countries to travel to. So before I make my proper kind of money so that I can just open my mouth the way I want,
the way you want.
when I have to
But I
control
capture
myself.
you. I capture you, and you've really also, you know, like had a proper scope of everything.
Yeah.
Expressive men are looked down upon.
Yeah.
It's assumed or suggested that they shouldn't be as expressive as they need to be. See, that's the culture or the narrative, which should change. And to women who are maybe are more in touch with what the changes, they're allowing this. They're allowing men to express themselves enough. And that's what this book is actually factoring in when you talk about personality dating. When you talk about personality dating, it's basically capturing the scope of men can be expressive as they need to be. Direct, not territorial. But of course, you know, like
without
reasonably-
degrading, like, you
Exactly.
know, it's just,
That's the point. Without degrading. So essentially that's what this book is about. And I'm so excited about this because it will really bring some conversations that we lost along the way, so to speak.
That's good.
Yeah. So
And we need that.
we do.
Hello.
Hi.
Mambo.
Yes.
Salama.
Fiti.
Utapata. Next time
Next
takumbuka.
time.
So yeah, but you were saying?
I was talking about how
Santi.
expressive we need to be, not just men, but since we've made it about that right now, and I know we'll talk about women, it's just to be at a position where you can express yourself, actually represent your personality in a way that is not offensive, but you're just speaking out and laying out the foundations and saying, hey, this is who I am, this is what I want, and whoever you're interested with, this is the kind of man I am. I'm sensitive to this level or to this degree.
Because I think nowadays, if anybody expresses themselves anyhow, it always comes back to that whole debate.
Yes,
it's just a battle
gender
of the sexes again.
Of the sexes again.
Men are supposed. Okay, now in your book, does it speak about? Because let's not kid ourselves. Like men and women shouldn't have roles.
Yes,
we all have roles.
We do
in society, right?
We do.
Does your book talk about the roles that men should play and the roles that women should play?
No, it doesn't, because I felt there are enough books to talk about that. What I needed to focus with is the emotional connection space, because it's not crowded.
True.
So I had to have a distinctive approach to this. I feel what is necessary is that if we know how to attend to each other emotionally, we have indirectly solved the role issue.
Yeah, the biggest
beyond
issue that
beyond gender. If someone is to get connected with John, how will he attend to John? How will your chick attend to you? By the emotional connection space. Know how to apologize to you when things get tense, or when you guys are going through a struggle.
Or they don't apologize nowadays.
Now you see, that's precisely
because it's a sign of weakness to apologize.
You see, that's the problem.
Yeah,
that's the problem, that I want to take the bull by the horns.
Okay, but that's
it's necessary if you are intentional when it comes to dating. Anyone that you are in love with or feel that you can take it further, you will know that there are seasons where you need to apologize to her in a way that she feels or he feels that you're just attended to me emotionally.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Which is
you're
why,
just saying it so that you can,
sake,
for the sake of it.
You can just rub things off. See, now, if we keep it about roles, we'll not talk about emotional connection. It will be men should, women should.
Yeah,
and we avoid, and it's tiring. Yeah. It's been there for a while. Perhaps attended successfully in some cases, sometimes not. So the book focuses on that emotional connection. What attracted me to you, basically? How can I apologize to you during the toughest seasons? How can I even display my affection to you? Because PDA is a big subject in the African context. There's some cultures that would not allow you, John, to express your public affection.
Yeah, true.
There are places, there are personalities. Do it private. Oh, you are the tiger. Come publicly. No, we can't do that. So I cover that in the book.
And then another thing is, like, currently, like, I think maybe a lot of people are giving up on love and they're settling more for convenience instead of love. Like, this person can do A, B, C, and D for me. This person can provide A, B, C, and D for me. And I'd rather not fall in love with this person who cannot provide and is just giving me love, and settle for this, because at least that secures my future if I want one, or it secures my kids' future if I'm going to start a family.
True. That's a very broad question, and maybe allow me to say it in this way, in a way that it will not look judgy or being judgmental of anyone. Convenience relationship or relationships are costly, and there will be inconveniencing to some point or to some part. You can also trace this down to how one handled a heartbreak. In most cases, everyone or most of you would agree with me, it all comes down to the handling of the memories, the handling of the moments, and the struggles. Were they handled in a public space, or were they handled in a private space? Because if they were handled in a public space, John, everyone who did not even contribute to your journey will feed on your affairs, and people of that nature will break down in so many ways, and convenience relationships will make sense to them. You did this to me, I think I give my love here all the way, and this is what happened to me. So I think right now I do not need love. So such conversations start cropping up, because you'll say you'll give up on love because of how you were handled.
True.
So
True.
in most cases, I would say it all comes down to the handling
Mhm.
of the relationship. So this book, maybe just to get back to it,
Mhm.
the book talks about handling of any personality in the relationship space.
Mhm.
I believe that is what you should have. I believe you should read it before you give up on love.
Yeah,
That's what I would say. Or rekindle
'Cause
faded love.
If you think about it, like in Nairobi right now, there's a really high rate
There is.
of single moms for one,
Yes.
and two, divorce rate is high,
Yes.
and three, what else? Just relationships not working.
Yes.
And I think as much as people are taking it for granted, but you can only imagine like in the next 10 or 20 years, because people are living for the moment.
Yes.
But in the next 10 or 20 years, even for me, I'm just thinking maybe I should be a therapist. A lot of people will need crazy therapy, and
they will.
that's where the money will be.
Yeah.
Just because a lot of people are living for the moment and not planning for the future. Now, the increase in single moms, the increase of divorce rates, relationships not going well, and also just people who are like, you know what, I just don't want to be with anyone in future. And to be honest, like when you hear such things and you're seeing them all around you, you're like, there must be a reason why this is happening.
Yeah.
Either people are damaged,
Yes.
or they're just going through something.
Absolutely, John. I totally agree with you there. And you see, when it comes to the matters of the heart,
Yeah.
and matters of the mind, those things go a long way. And that's why I think that's why you'd say even that's where the money will be in the future. And probably on other things, because on other factors that have contributed to that.
Yeah.
That fabric is very sensitive when it comes to the matters of the heart and the mind. And now peace is a major priority.
Oh yeah, peace of mind is
Peace
everything.
of mind is now becoming a major priority, and probably even leading some people in the areas that we talked about, some conveniences of some kind, because it's just for now.
Yeah.
Not for later,
Yeah.
just for now. So you see, automatically as we grow on, depending on the fabric of structure, like we said, and just the dynamisms that come with it, chances are also high we are having people who are being raised who do not know how to attend to their future relationships.
True.
And that's where it's concerning. Therefore, to bridge that gap, we may need therapy. We may need books like this that I'm coming up,
Yeah.
inclusive of other authors, to keep the conversation going on how can we bridge the gap and just secure what we need to secure right now, or develop healthier coping mechanisms.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah.
So now, because I don't want to just take so much of your time, just tell people a slight, brief thing you can tell them about the book, where
Yes.
they can find it,
Yeah.
so that I don't steal anything away from the book, and you can still, get to plug it on the podcast and everything. Just tell people
Awesome.
something slight about the book and where they can get it.
Okay. I'm actually doing some short snippets in any of my social media platforms. That's Instagram, that is Mark Mbugua, Facebook, that's Mark Mbugua, and also in Twitter, that is @GiftedPurpose. I'm also coming up with a YouTube channel precisely for that. So get to any of my social media platforms, book the book from there, then I'll get in touch with you.
Okay, as usual, guys, this was just the first attempt of the coffee run episode, a full episode, shooting it in the car, doing the coffee run. And thanks a lot, Mark Mbugua, for coming through.
Appreciate.
And
You want to show people the book?
Oh, how could I forget? Yeah, let's show people the book.
Oh,
let's show
yeah.
people the book. And
Oh,
this
yeah.
is my personal copy that has been
Can
dropped
you
off.
imagine?
Just
Yeah.
do the honors. Do the honors.
There we go now, guys. You can just see how the display is. It's amazing. So, John, this book is just amazing, and I know you'll find it amazing as well. So, see how it is. It's gonna be amazing. And
How much is the
read.
book? How much is
This
the book?
book is going for Kenya shillings 1,200.
That's a decent price.
Yes.
That's a decent price.
There we go.
Guys,
That's your copy.
is this the first copy?
It's not
For
the first
distribution? Oh, I didn't get the first copy. No, but still, this is an exclusive. So
Yeah.
please, guys, go get the book.
It's been on high demand. So
Personality dating, and I think this is what a lot of people do
Yeah.
need. Just go through it. I'll go read. I don't read as much,
Yeah.
but I'm like a visual learner, so I watch documentaries and all that.
Yeah.
But I'll go read it and just
It's got some images inside, since you said you're a visual learner, so it's making it even easier to understand. Yeah.
Listen, I won't show you guys. Just go get the book. Go get the book. So where can they buy?
So in the meantime, like I said, just get in touch with me in any of my social media platforms. There will be a book read, an official book read. That's where, or the launch, that's where I'll be distributing it. So if you book now, I'll get in touch with you personally, and we can see how. I'll just give you your copy.
Well, that's it, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching another amazing episode of the Kisscapades podcast. Make sure you follow Mark Mbugua in all his social platforms.
Yes.
If you have any questions, please talk to him.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I don't know if you have a rate card for all those things, but slide in his DM, ask him the questions that you want to, and see you in another episode of the Coffee Run episode. Kisscapades podcast. Thanks for listening and thanks for watching. Goodbye.